Nice. Whoa. These are different rounds of ammunition, different calibers as well as magazines.
With each weapon finding greater than the other, the Border Patrol office recently has plenty on its plate. A weapon seizure through a car chase, flying to Miami for a disguised weapon package, and a disguised construction truck collecting dust is filled up with different weapons and ammunition rounds. Suspects in ending the chase safely, ensuring no one gets hurt.
The best thing about it is no one got hurt. Is there a rifle there?
As you can see, there's 2 large bundles inside the vehicle.
Oh, my back!
It's movement money instead of drugs. The record shows some of the body components have been tampered with. Missions done on the apprehended smuggler's car are coming to life. There's a glimpse of light. S-grade superhero, he was sure something would be found inside the component opened at a glance. And right there it is, a customized After a little road trip and all the adrenaline pumping from that car chase, we fly over to Miami to get some more guns into custody, this time larger than the previously acquired seizure.
Take this back to the office.
The cartels have become careful with their goods. Rather than sending people after people who might end up in jail and pay more to cover up their tracks, they send anonymous items to anonymous locations through the Postal Service.
I appreciate you carrying the heavy stuff. In particular, we have to exert an extraordinary amount of caution dealing with the firearms because we do not know if they are loaded or not.
You know what they say, the less you see, the less you know. One can see the package that's been sent for delivery, but who would suspect a speaker box of containing guns? This gives a lot of jobs for the officers to do. You don't trust any package that comes in regardless of its looks.
Loaded. So we have a specific procedure that we use. Any accidents, nothing of the sort.
You don't want to learn that your favorite officer got shot during check-in. We know so too, so we put some precautionary steps to safeguard the beautifully built officer from harm's way.
A couple of pistols.
It's a 30-round max, the Glock. This is a good seizure considering all the violence that's going on in Trinidad right now. It's always good to take guns off the street. We don't really know to whom it was going to. A lot of times they use.
This package could have provided a small gang in a community enough ammunition to disturb the neighborhood for months. We're talking pistols, an AK-47, and plenty of accessories to go with the weapons.
Seizure. These were meant to cause bodily harm and injury towards someone, whether it be an innocent person or another narco. We definitely save lives.
In Trinidad, these guns have plenty of uses whenever they come in. Either they're given to delinquents or to a rival gang in order to form an alliance, or sometimes they're just straight up sold in order to fund the cartel's drug system.
Is what we use here in the military. 45 caliber 1911 series weapons, old military style. These are very popular in Mexico.
Back to Mexico, where more bundles of seizures have occurred. We bring to you a large chunk of cash padded with a gift-wrapped set of guns. More quantity than the previous again, and more peculiar with handcrafted, deeply cherished pistols in transit to Mexico.
Plated or nickel plated. A U.S. citizen can go purchase a regular gun and sell it to a smuggler for whatever the fee is going to be. They use the money to bribe people in Mexico to buy the guns, to buy more drugs.
Gold-plated guns show this package was meant for a high-level boss in the cartel who loved to show off their money. The cycle starts with the regular U.S. citizen who buys and resells to a smuggler who crafts the guns and transports them into Mexico where they are in high demand.
You just see the money and not any type of letter like this. So this is unusual. These are different debts that are owed. So different people's names, of course their nicknames.
The packaging style, the items being transported, the quantity of cash, and this letter all tell the Border Patrol office that this was meant for a high-level syndicate. This is one of those wins to celebrate, wallowing to the painful screams of the listed palpitated owners.
These drugs, and they need to pay the people that did it, and if some people don't get money, some people die.
The seizure has a pleasant taste to it. The letter reveals a long list of people the office can eventually identify with undercover agents in the field.
We need to conduct inspections at car lots, salvage yards, any place where vehicles are being used for export.
Of all gun seizures we've attended, this sits at the top of the list, with ammunition enough to service a whole station found in a truck.
Besides a used car lot, is also a rental space for vehicles that are being exported into Mexico.
Stolen or repossessed cars, when well refurbished by these smugglers, you would not know if you were standing next to a car stashed up with C4 bombs. One such car is suspected of sitting and collecting dust. It would be best if you braced yourself for this find.
We noticed that the tailgate was welded shut, which is not normal. We also noticed that the bed liner, there was some work that was done to it, and it's being used, so we're going to see what we can find.
Officer. This vehicle will not call attention to itself ordinarily with the disguise it's been given, adequately dressed for construction work usage. But the officers have extraordinary eyes and intelligence for their job.
Depending on which canine responds, some will alert to narcotics, to currency, and also ammunition. At this point, we have no idea what can be hidden in there.
Looks like it's a red alert because fully diagnosed from the immediate onlookers, it was once exposed as guilty as charged by the trained canine officer.
Yeah, we might want to make it look like they're a roofer, they're in construction, but something else is going on here, as well as loose bolts here.
The gut said yes, and the canine confirmed, and further checks showed recent and rushed tampering jobs. And so the officers got to work. They were scattering piece by piece carefully. No official is above a lawsuit if they're not careful with people's items.
All the way up. Whoa. Nice. Different rounds of ammunition, different calibers as well as magazines. This is going to be a good bust.
Their effort is rewarded when the officers come face to face with about a foot-deep hidden pouch in the truck filled with gold, sparkling, nickel-plated, and differently highlighted gun bullets, and carefully sack-wrapped guns to be smuggled into Mexico.
I'm trying to sort it all out, but just to give you an idea, it's thousands of rounds. I would say at least 3 inches deep. You do have some 45s, 38 special. I've also seen some 22 caliber ones, so there's numerous calibers in here, mixed in.
The officers have found a huge chunk, but now they have to sort out to be sure of what they have. And this is one of the challenging parts of being a Border Patrol officer. Counting money is one of these arduous tasks. Sorting bullets? That's backbreaking.
Long process, but we are gonna have to take an actual accurate count. If it's round by round, it might take us a while, but get out that this is really nothing compared to what goes through. This is a small dent.
There are numerous calibers of bullets thrown in the trunk. We're talking 5.57s, 9 mils, 45 mils, 38 mils, and 22 calibers, and the way these things are all piled up, there's definitely going to be more where this is coming from.
Once the gun's down on the ground and step away from the vehicle.
You know what they say, troublesome folks, troublesome family. A bunch of families took the Wildlife Reserve statement way too much to heart and broke into the reserve as though it were reserved for them.
No weapons on you, right? No. Okay, anything illegal, any illegal firearms that I should know about? Nope. For me, for my safety? Sure.
What message do these elders think that they're passing on to the younger ones in the family with their demeanor? Lying through their teeth to begin with, they had no firearms on them.
The AR, whose is this?
Be mine.
Okay, do you have your weapons permit with you?
As much as you want to believe other people, accept them at your peril. The officer found multiple firearms in the vehicle, at least 2 long-range rifles and poison darts, with more weapons unveiled.
External area, through the fence line, which is actually has cuts in it. Make sure all the weapons are registered, the ones that are copy. Firearms when ready. Serial number 15-0
If I were to be alone with this group of people possessing this amount of firearms and violently breaking in when there's no incoming war, I'd be really cautious of how I move around them. But thanks to the movie crew, they understand they're being watched and are cooperative.
Weapon's gonna be a AR-15, it's gonna be LRB arms.
The weapons are called in to check the authenticity of their ownership.
If we could match the tool marks, the lock being cut in the fence.
The officer in charge took it upon himself to find out what other instruments or contraband could be lurking in the family's possession, as they have the potential to do more harm with their break-in entrance to the reserve.
5345, go ahead.
5345, Supercom continuing on the serial number 1503572.
Weapons were found, but no records of criminal usage as suspected by the officer, who would envision that a gathering of calm but highly armed individuals have nothing to hide.
What I'm going to give you is a citation for the motor vehicle trespass in the wildlife area, okay? That one, empty. Magazines.
Since the trespasser portrayed no harmful intentions, they'll be released from the reserved border with a ticket and a warning. But what baffles me the most happens after this, when the children took the pistols from the officer like it was not a weapon of destruction.